Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra Unit 8.6 Notes, Day 2. Today we're talking about the discriminant. Our learning target today is to be able to use the discriminant to determine how many real solutions a quadratic equation has. So, before we get started on the notes, let's try to remember what is the quadratic equation. Do you guys remember? Well, do remember this, that you guys get extra credit if you can memorize it. Okay? So, let's go over it. You want me to sing the song? I will. Start with x. X equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. Okay? So that's what the quadratic formula is. Try to memorize it and you get extra credit. All right, now let's look at the bottom. Match the graph with the correct number of real solutions. So I want to know which graph, which one of these has two real solutions. So if it has two real solutions, it's where it crosses the x-axis 2 times, and that is graph B. Next one, which has one real solution. So one real solution means it only touches the x-axis once, and that would be C. And the last one, process of elimination, you should be able to get it. But which one has no real solutions? And the no real solutions would be it doesn't touch the x-axis at all, and that's graph A. Okay, so the nice thing is, though, you don't have to graph to determine the amount of real solutions that a quadratic has. You can also use part of the quadratic formula, which is called the discriminant. So the discriminant is this little portion right here, the b squared minus 4ac. Do you recognize where that is in the quadratic equation? Let's go back up. The b squared minus 4ac, it's the part that's underneath the square root. Okay? And it's not like we're doing more work, it's because that's the first part of the quadratic equation we do. Okay? So, and what we can tell is if the discriminant is positive. Okay, so if it's positive, the quadratic has two real solutions. Okay, if the discriminant is 0, we had a problem like this in our homework, I think, from last night. If it's 0, the quadratic has one real solution. And then the other option is that if it's negative. Okay, if it's negative, the quadratic has no real solutions. And the reason why we say no real solutions instead of 0 real solutions is there's a solution. It's just a little bit more complicated to explain. And if you move on to Advanced Algebra 2, that's something you're going to learn. All right, so determine the number of real solutions for each quadratic equation by calculating the discriminant. So just right above here, I'm going to write down what it is again. B squared minus 4ac. Okay, so looking at 1, 8x squared plus 6x minus 9 equals 0. Just like any other time, we have to make sure that we have it set equal to 0, which we do. So the next thing I need to know, oops, not B first, I need to know A first. A is 8, B is 6, and C is negative 9. So we're going to plug it in to the discriminant. B is 6, A is 8, and C is negative 9. And you can plug this straight into your calculator, okay? Be very careful with the parentheses. So we have 6 squared minus 4 times 8 times negative 9. And we get 324. So is that positive, 0, or negative? Oh, come on, Mr. Grice, I can tell that. It's positive. Good. It's positive, which means that if we were to solve this, this would have 2 real solutions. And that's all it's asking us to do. It's not asking us to solve it. It's saying how many determine the number of real solutions. That's all we have to do. All right, number 2. Is it set equal to 0? Sweet. What's A? Remember, if there's no number in front of it, it's a 1. B is negative 6, and C is 9. Okay? So B squared minus 4 AC. B is negative 6, A is 1, C is 9. Once again, let's plug it in. And we have to use parentheses, especially when we have negatives, guys. So 4 times 1 times 9. What did you guys get? I got 0. Okay, so if it's 0, there's going to be 1 real solution. Okay. Number 3. Is it set equal to 0? No. So then we're looking at our quadratic term. We want it to be positive. So I'm going to move everything on the right, and I'm going to move it to the left. So everything on my right cancels, and we're left with 0. And on the left side, we have 5p squared minus 4p plus 2. Okay? And then we need to say that A equals 5, B equals negative 4, and C equals 2. Why don't you guys see if you can set up and solve the rest of this problem? Okay? Pause the video, and good luck. Okay, after you plug everything into the discriminant, you should get a negative 24, which means that it's no real solution. Okay, number 4. Once again, we have to make sure it's equal to 0, so I'm looking at my quadratic term. It's positive, so I'm going to move everything to the right. I'm going to add A, and I'm going to subtract 3. On the left side, everything cancels and we're left with 0. And we get 9a squared. Negative 2 plus, remember that's a 1a, so we're left with negative 1a. And 3 minus 3, well, that cancels out too. So we're left with a equals 9, b equals negative 1, and c equals, well, wait a second, where's my c? I can't solve this, I don't have a c. Well, remember, c would be at that last spot, and since there's nothing there, I know that c equals 0. Okay? So b squared minus 4 ac. Let's plug everything in. We have a negative 1, we have 9, and we have 0. What do you get? Go ahead, plug it in. Well, if you plug it in, you should get 1. And if it's 1, it's positive, which means that this is going to have 2 real solutions. And if you want to find what those 2 real solutions are, you would plug that into the quadratic equation. Okay? All right, number 5. Number 5, you guys are all on your own. Go ahead and pause the video and do the whole thing by yourself. Good luck. Okay, so I moved everything to the left-hand side, got 7w squared minus 5w minus 3 equals 0. A is 7, b is negative 5, c is negative 3. When I plug all of that into the discriminant, we get a positive 109. And if it's a positive number, that means there are two real solutions. All right, number 6. Remember, the first thing you got to do is look at these quadratic terms and figure out which one you're going to move. Once again, you guys are all on your own. Pause the video and good luck. Okay, and there you go. If you have any questions on that, please come in for help. Now, your homework is below, which you guys should have already printed out. It's a review. Whoop! I had one of the problems done. We can't have that now, can we? Let's hold this for a second. Okay, there we go. So 8.6 practice B is a review. Please make sure to read the directions. 1 through 6, you're solving by any method you want. 7 through 9, you're doing the discriminant, which is what we just did. And 10 and 11 is you're doing some word problems in application. If you need help, come find Ms. Carranza or myself. Okay? Otherwise, this is Mr. Grice signing off for Algebra Unit 8.6 Notes, Day 2. Thanks for watching.